You know, after the train wreck that was Sonic Forces, there has always been one title in the Sonic franchise that I love to look back on as the pinnacle of the 3D Sonic series, and that game is Sonic Unleashed. Back in 2008 when this game was released, it was not received well, with every reviewer saying the game's level design was poor, the story was stupid, and unfun gameplay, and overall a garbage game, which is exactly what Forces became, but okay. And as a kid, being the diehard Sonic fan I was, I thought this game was perfect and had no flaws whatsoever. So I went to every single negative review and left some very constructive criticism. But now after 12 years, my opinion has changed, but not that much. Say what you feel about the Werehog. In this video I'm going to tell you why Sonic Unleashed was always a good game. Alright, so the intro. I'll give you a quick rundown of what happens. Sonic boards Eggman's ship and starts up the place as he proceeds to give Eggman mad fade. And somehow, Sonic gets captured by Eggman and we are given this glorious face. Eggman then drains the emeralds and shatters the planet, revealing a literal demon god, thus turning Sonic into the Werehog as Eggman sends Sonic plummeting back down to Earth. Now it's up to Sonic and Chip, and I guess Tails, to journey the world and fix the broken planet. Alright, so it's not an earth-shattering premise. Hey, come on, you get it? Because like it's earth-shattering and he broke the planet. And I worked like 3 days on that joke. Please subscribe. Alright, contain your laughter. The story is pretty decent, but I'll get to that later. Now let's talk about the actual gameplay. So Unleashed splits up into 3 types of gameplay styles: the daytime stages, the nighttime stages, and the plane stages. And actually, I'll tell you pretty much what you need to know about the plane portions. You press a button, thing go, level done. That's literally it. Now that's out of the way, let's tackle the most controversial part of Unleashed, the Werehog. And I know this is a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I actually like the Werehog portion. Now, do I think he should have been in the game? Well, of course not, but at least his implementation was done pretty well. Now the Werehog has more slower paced gameplay that focuses mainly on combat, exploration, and platforming. The combat system for the Werehog kinda slaps. There are tons of combos that you can perform, and learning which combo chains better with others leads to some pretty nice experimentation variety. But as you know me, the only combo I did was... The Werehog can also do QTEs, which I will admit are pretty cool to look at, but I kinda feel like they break the flow of the combat, so you're better off just killing them off normally. There are a vast amount of enemy types that change up how you approach each battle. Some can be really fun and cool, while others can be a complete pain in my ass and make me want to die. And the exploration works way better in the nighttime stages than it does the daytime stages, in addition to being able to use the Werehog can also grab onto ledges and floating enemies, allowing for much more freedom to explore these nighttime levels. Sure, the camera placement can be a bit questionable, but it's not enough to take away from the levels that you'll be going through. And can we just take a moment to appreciate how great these levels look and the music? I love the whole nighttime aesthetic of the Werehog. As I'm writing this script, I'm currently listening to it right now. And at the end of each level, you get to use these little diamond thingies you've been collecting around the stage. You can use them to level up the Werehog. The level up system is as you would expect. You get to increase your health, learn new moves, yada yada. I do find it kinda weird that Sonic has this too, but it's really basic. All he has is 2 little things, ring energy and boost. They really should have just left it with the Werehog. What I like most about the Werehog is the slower paced gameplay. It allows for the player to calm down and play at their own pace, while being able to soak in the visual and auditory masterpiece that is their surroundings. Now, although I do like the Werehog, there are some mind-boggling problems with this guy. I don't know why, but for some reason they just didn't give him a drop shadow. This made actually landing on platforms so confusing. I often find myself overshooting the platform or thinking I was already on it. This led to so many ridiculously unfair deaths for me. The puzzle section of the game, I will have to admit, is kind of long and drawn out. Most of them being placed the correct stone in the right place and pulling levers. Yay. I'm pretty sure there are less puzzles. The time to beat the level will be cut down to 30 minutes to 20. And God forbid you enter a room with more than 5 enemies in it, because then it'll turn to a smooth gameplay to a Windows PowerPoint. And I really love the soundtrack for the nighttime stages, but holy shit, am I sick and tired of hearing the battle theme. Like, imagine your friend slightly grazes you, and then out of nowhere... It's not that it's a bad song, it's just that once you hear it over and over and over again, you tend to get pretty sick of it. Ugh, but you know what would really make the Werehog better? If you download Raid Shadow... Are you seriously doing a Raid Shadow Legends ad? Get on with the video before I give you fade.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to know what heaven felt like? Well then play the day stages. This is what I would consider to be the pinnacle of 3D Sonic gameplay. The day stages are a mix of mostly 3D and a little bit of 2D sections, with the 3D segments being the most engaging Sonic gameplay I've ever had. And contrary to everyone's belief, the 2D sections actually did make me want to end my life. These levels are absolutely breathtaking and are by far the best thing about this game. Every day stage is so vibrant and unique. What makes them stand out the most is that they all match the region that they reside in, and it makes you feel like you're on some big world adventure with Sonic and Chip. These places felt so real as a kid, I genuinely thought they were real places in the world. Well, they are, they're just named differently, with Apados being Greece, Chunan being China, and Spagonia being France. Sonic Team did an amazing job representing each culture with their environments and foods. Same with the hub worlds as well. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent, but hear me out. I hear a lot of people saying that the hub worlds are pointless and add nothing to the game. Actually, peasants, unlike Sonic Forces, it makes for some good world building. Being able to interact with the mini cultures and listen to their amazing music that they all have. There are also side missions and time trials you can do that give you a little bit of extra replayability. It actually perplexes me how a Sonic game is actually teaching people about the world and its different cultures without throwing it in your face. And just when you thought looking at the levels was nice, imagine playing them. What I love most about the day stages is that you actually have to play the game. The day stages actually require somewhat precise movements so you can go as fast as possible. These stages are supposed to test your reaction time and give you the feel of what Sonic has to go through. Quick and snappy movements, not running in a straight line for 3 minutes. They are made with a good amount of difficulty in mind so that players can challenge themselves, challenging enough so that players can go back over and over again and get a better time and score. Eggman Land is a prime example of this. It's the last and hardest level in the game, and death comes really easy if you're not on your toes, but it's not so hard to where it feels cheap. I guarantee that your first run that you're going to die. But every obstacle can be seen from a mile away, it just depends on how fast you react to it. And with each time you do it, you'll react faster. That's how difficulty works. You can have a hard Sonic game without it being busted. But anyway, even when you are just pressing the boost button, there is so much scenery that'll just blow you away. Sonic running down a dragon, grinding down a clock tower, and being Jesus. And not to mention the levels feel much longer. You can really see the care and passion they put into these levels. And pair that with the music, I can safely say that there is not one daytime soundtrack that I hate. It really adds to the high-speed action. And can someone tell me why a game from 12 years ago looks better than the game we got now? It's baffling. The only problem I have with the day stages is that f***ing Windows XP ass frame rate. It turns one of my favorite levels into f***ing cottage cheese. Damn. Now the story. One thing that really made the story feel great was the execution and tone, and the bond between Sonic and Chip made for some pretty interesting chemistry. Now the whole serious tone the game has wasn't that much of a problem to me. In game it makes a little bit of sense. An eldritch being is literally drowning the world in despair and the planet is split into pieces, so it makes sense for people to say dark and depressing shit. But why they don't say it's in the daytime is anyone's guess. Now one thing I will praise Unleashed for is having pretty decent humor. There aren't that many jokes in the game, but just look at the scene.
The moment the temple lit up, the beast woke up. It appears he's come back to his senses.
I see. I'll bet your job is to guard the Chaos Emerald Temple.
You see, it's subtle, it's comedic. You can have jokes in a Sonic game without it being
Baldy nose hit!
Now tell me why, in all God's glory, did IGN and GameSpot give this game a 3.5? I remember watching that review when it first came out and I was absolutely dumbfounded at what they were saying. The controls were too unresponsive, the level design was poor, and the game was hard? I know these guys aren't really capable of playing anything with a slight difficulty curve, but come on! I don't know what primate they pulled from their basement to make this review because it sure felt like I was watching a crippled monkey play this game. My unborn child could play this game better than this man. Anyway, Sonic Unleashed is by no means a perfect game, but I felt like people gave it some unnecessary hate. Sure that Werehog was a bit of a surprising one, but he really wasn't all that bad. The Sonic fanbase said this game was trash, and then as punishment they gave us even worse trash. And I also don't know why the Wii version was praised more. Like, the game was stale graphically and gameplay wise. Like, someone please tell me, I'm actually curious. Anyway, Sonic Unleashed will always be one of my favorite Sonic titles, and if you ever have the chance to play it, I really suggest you do. Hey you wanna be featured in my next video? Then follow my Twitter. I draw trash, I make unfunny jokes. I also have a Twitch, okay, bye.